Hello, everybody. Billy Tucci here, and I have a very, very special guest. We are waiting on one of our guests, but our special guest has joined us for the lunch bunch, and I want to thank you all for joining us. Hello to everybody out there in Facebook land. Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. Good to see you guys. We're having a great day. I just want to make a few little announcements for those of you who backed our She Return of the Warrior campaign. We crossed yesterday $180,000, and I want to thank all of you. Our Indiegogo right now is now coming on $110,000 alone. So thank you for that too. And I got some great news. We got our rough cuts in. So the rough cuts are in. That went to press last week. They look fantastic. The Pure Line edition is at the printer now, so we'll get that Monday. No, not Monday. We'll get them next week sometime. It's not going to be Monday. But the book just looks great. It's just so great. 48 pages of just a whole lot of good old-fashioned she stuff. So they're in the fulfillment center right now. We'll be bagging and boarding them and shipping them out. But enough of that. The reason we're here today is to talk about Miss Fury Joy Division. It ends today. We have 14 hours left, and it is my very, very special privilege to announce a very good friend of mine whom Deborah and I met about 3 years ago now at the Dutch Comic Con. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only Miss Asha Kishna. Hello, Asha. It's good to see you. How are you today?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm good. How are you holding up through this whole the COVID-19? How's the Netherlands doing?
Well, it's been messy, and personally, I have my own shop, and it went down with the customers, so that's a little bit hard. But the commissions are still going pretty well because they're digital and stuff. So that's doing fine.
It is what it is, right? And we're all doing what we do. You just got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, we try our best.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, you did an amazing, amazing cover for us, and I'm just so proud to be to have you a part of this. There it is. Boom. So beautiful cover. Asha has a variant cover right now. If you guys like it, it's at the link in the description. I'll scoot over here a little bit like that. But it's beautiful cover. And I'm just so happy that if you recall where we met you, Deborah and I met you at the Dutch was it called the Dutch Comic Con? Was that what it was called?
Yes.
Yep, about 3 years ago. And I remember my good friend Stephen Smith came up to us and introduced, said, here's an artist that you guys have to meet. And here you were, and he said, and he's like, and we met you, and you were so nice, and like, well, where's your portfolio? And you handed me a hardcover graphic novel that you made. You made your portfolio. Asha's portfolio was literally like a Batman graphic, right? You made a book it's like a real hardcover collector's.
Well, it all started when Steve Scott I met Steve Scott first, and he told me, you can draw very well, but you need to prove you can draw comics too. So he got me into the idea of drawing comics and making a book out of it eventually.
Say hello to Asha, Matthew.
Hi, Asha.
Hi.
There we go. Oh, and he hit the thing.
Yeah, hit the thing, loser. Get stabbed.
Oh, summertime. There's no boundaries here, I guess. This is not, my studio. John Romita, one of the greatest comic artists of all time. His son, John Jr., told me, who's also one of the greatest comic artists of all time, told me that his father, because as an artist, I don't know if you get this, when you're working, nobody believes you're working, do they, Asha? Like,
right? I think it's a hobby.
Yeah, they think it's a hobby. They think that you've got nothing better to do. So there's like no boundaries. Like, I'll get called down, come down here. And I come down thinking, it's like, oh, check this out. What do you think of this? I'm like, I'm working upstairs. So I remember,
I had the same problem. Yes.
Yes. Why don't you come and help me? Mind if I stop by today? why don't we go to lunch today? I'm like, go to lunch? I gotta. And he's like, yeah, but you don't work. You can work anytime you want. And I'm like, oh,
Everyone who works from home has that problem. They
Yep.
think you don't do anything at all.
No, they don't. They really
You
don't.
just
And
relax all day. Yeah.
it's crazy that John Romita had his office, his studio was upstairs too. You take the flight of stairs upstairs, and there was a door at the end of it. If that door was closed, don't bother Dad. Dad's working. And he put that, he put that in there as a law, as a rule, and they never bothered him. I have to do that, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I still think they're going to come in and they're going to ignore it. You had Heroin Bird says, the brimful of Asha runneth over. What shop do you run, Asha?
I just started a new shop, and it's with game merchandise and movie merchandise. So Batman statues, Super Mario, all kinds of stuff. So if anyone wants to check it out, it's fidrashop.com.
Phaedra, like your that's your Instagram, right? If you type it to me in the private chat, or if I'll find you, and we'll share all that. We'll share if so you have to play with your phone while you're trying to talk. But your cover,
I don't know how to speak that, so
yeah, that's okay. We'll work it out. You've got almost 100 of. So if I'm going to go to the campaign real quick, and here's our campaign. Look how small you are now. You're real tiny. We go to your. Here's the cover. So we have several covers, guys. First of all, thank you on behalf of Dynamite Comics, since it's their campaign and I'm writing it. But we are now almost at $70,000. You guys are nuts. This is fantastic.
That's amazing.
Yeah, Asha, we have over 1,000 backers.
Wow.
Yeah, just wow. Thank you, guys. And of the covers, if we go down to your cover, you've got almost 100 of your covers already claimed. And it's beautiful.
Thank you so much, everyone.
It's a beautiful, beautiful cover. Look at it. Now it's asking me to pledge. I already pledged for all these because I clicked on it. So it asks you to pledge. Let's go back. There you go. There's our creators. There's me. Yeah, and hopefully Maria will be able to join us. I know she's under a tight deadline. And she's a doll. She really is. And we made a pledge that I don't know if you ever get to Paris, but hopefully next year we're all going to go to Paris, and we're all going to have drinks at the or we're going to hang out or have dessert at the at Bar Hemingway in the Ritz Hotel in Paris to celebrate this.
That would be great. I love her work. It's amazing.
Isn't she? She is so great. She's just an incredible talent, and like you, she's very Black Cat guy, very like you, she's very young, and she's incredibly talented. And when the opportunity came to work with her, I flipped, and I'm like, absolutely. So much so that we were able to contract her for 2 more Miss Fury graphic novels, and hopefully you'll join us too on those.
I hope so, yes.
and some sheet covers you have to do as well. So we have a lot of people in the chat. I know I'm on my Facebook page. I want to go on my own Facebook page because I'm running on my Facebook page too and see if people are commenting on that. But let's see. Renee, is there video yet? Am I not seeing? What video are you talking about? I don't know. I don't know what that is. That's from a while ago. Something. Oh yeah, you didn't come yet. Oh, look at this. Oh, you got a fan here. Papa Kanisu said, "Oh my goodness, be still my beating heart." Look at that. You've got fans already.
Oh, thank you.
So I want to pull up your cover because you did again. I remember when the Ruffs came in, and I was telling Dynamite, I'm like, you have to meet this artist that Deborah met in the Netherlands last year, and she did a Zombie Sama cover, and she's amazing. And they're like, yeah, but who is she? You know, they work with so many artists, and
yes,
and they're like, but well, what about so and so? I'm like, no, she's perfect for this project. and then I sent him your roughs, I mean your drawings, and he was like, oh my god, he was like, she's great, and so Vincent, I'm sorry, Matt Idelson got in touch with you, our editor, and then you sent that rough, and he's like, you got to see this rough, and it was just gorgeous. I mean, you really nailed it. You've got such a great sense of, and let me stop sharing the screen. Such a great sense of, I mean, I see a little Jay Lee in here. I see a little Golden Age influence in here. I love this dress. Can you tell us a little bit about the cover and your process? What gave you the idea of the actual design? When you do thumbnails, do you do several designs? Do you do just one and you go with it?
I did a lot of sketches of her because she's so fashionable and so beautiful and classic, So it was difficult for me to decide what kind of outfit she should wear on the cover. So it took a long while to sketch a lot of outfits for her. And I came up with this classic, but a sexy dress, but not too revealing.
Yeah, so. and no, but it is beautiful. I love that you put her two images, like the duality of the character, that you put her in both a dress and
almost.
Yeah, atmosphere, and for being someone, like I said, like Maria's only been doing this for 5 years. You haven't quite even been doing it that much. So the thing is that you've been doing this, so a year or two maybe that you've actually been published, but I love that you came up with this. What a great design, first of all, and that's something I remember, that you have such great design sense. Personally, if it was me, I would put this logo back here because this looks like a perfect place for a logo, and then you could show Marla Drake's beautiful legs.
Yeah,
if you got them, flaunt them, right? So Sarah Frazetta, my great friend Sarah Ann says, Asha, you have gorgeous hair.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so kind.
And that's exactly what I was saying before. I'm like, wow, your hair was it always that long? And you're like, yeah, it looks just beautiful. Just beautiful.
Yeah, it grows a lot. I don't do much with it.
As she says, I don't do much with it. And I'm like, oh, stunning. So Asha, how did you get in? Like, did you always tell the people about yourself out there? Did you always draw? Did you always like to draw? Did you want to always be an artist professionally? Who are your influences? Things like that. A little bit about Asha.
I started drawing when I was 4, and I liked the idea that you could draw anything from your imagination, just on paper, and you don't need a lot of fantasy to just draw your dreams. Mm-hmm. You just have to get better at drawing, and I like the idea that you can put anything on paper and it's visualized. So I started when I was 4, and I really like drawing humans. I like drawing men more than women. So sometimes people, when they don't see my photo, they only see my work, they think I'm a man. Yeah. Because I like drawing the muscles and the superheroes. Yeah. More than the women. But lately I've been drawing a lot of women too. So
well, you've got a great gift, and it's so funny is growing up in comics and reading comics, and then I went to school for illustration, and Debbie was with me when she saw the portfolio, and the first thing she said, looking at your portfolio, is like, she draws like a man. Yes. Which is true. If that sounds misogynistic, forgive me, but a lot of times, men see things differently than women. I mean, let's face it, men are from Mars and women are from Venus. And you could see, you could kind of see from a man, the way they look at the world, the way they approach something, or the way they draw something. And you can look like, oh yeah, that's definitely a man drew that, or that's actually a woman drew that. But with you though, you have these Jim Lee / Joe Kubert type badass men. I love like the gritty Batman that you had with the beard, and he's just
drawing him like that because he's so manly and muscular. Yeah. And I like drawing that. I like drawing muscles. Yes.
Yes, and you got it right. And it's so funny because I laughed. I'm like, yes, she does. And I don't know, again, if some people might not understand that, but if you kind of illustrate for a living, you'll see that, you'll get that, because you could see, I mean, there's some amazing female artists, women artists, amazing men artists, and but then there's, but all of us, I think you like, oh yeah, that looks like a man drew it, or that looks like a woman drew it, sort of thing. But you blur those lines completely.
Yeah,
So,
I get a lot of comments. If people don't know my face, I get a lot of comments that a man shouldn't draw women that way. But the ironic thing is, I'm a woman, but they don't know that. But they say a man shouldn't draw a woman sexualized like that. But I am a woman, so that's kind of weird that they think that way.
And that's a big thing that's going on today, it seems. Now, that's what I love about Maria, because this story takes place in the 40s, and Maria draws Marla Drake and Miss Fury, and all of her men are manly, they're beefy like yours, but her women, I mean, these are the days when men were men and women were women type of thing. But her women are so feminine, but she's strong, and she's, she's full figured.
That's what I like about her. Yes.
Yeah, and healthy. They look like healthy. They're supposed to be superheroes. They're supposed to be able to kick ass. So
exactly,
they're not going to look like 12-year-old little boys. I'm sorry, which seems to be, again, that's the trend that seems to be going in comics, that there are people saying, again, that here's your perfect example, that you're getting crap from people for thinking that you're misogynizing the female form, and then you're like, wait a minute, no, but I'm a woman. That's how I see myself. That's how I see. I
think a woman can be sexy and strong, so shouldn't look like a boy always.
Yeah, exactly.
She can be feminine. Yes.
Yeah, and we had one of our Star Tager. If you tell a woman she's drawing like a man, is that a compliment? I wouldn't say so, because there are a lot of men that draw like crap. It's just so, I don't know. I can't put my foot down on it. But there's this right. I mean, like you were saying, people saying to you that you draw like a man, and you feel that way too. That you kind of pride yourself that people can't tell if you're a male or a woman because you do draw a certain way. And again, I mean, look at this. I mean, this illustration you did of Marla Drake and Miss Fury, I mean, this is the epitome of high fashion. I mean, you can't get far any more feminine or elegant about this. But then again, you look at this.
But she is an elegant, strong woman. So, and she's very fashionable.
Oh yeah,
that's why I like drawing her.
Yeah, yes. She's a total fashionista, and a little vain. As Marla, because this is how Marla Drake wrote her. I'm sorry, how June Tarpe Mills, because June Tarpe Mills, Miss Fury's creator, who's here, she was a fashionista. She was, she was a beautiful, beautiful woman. Small, she was 5'2". She smoked cigarettes, and she didn't take crap from anyone. So Miss Marla Drake and Miss Fury was really a reflection of her, and just like Maria says too, I mean, you look at Maria, works out like you. She's she's
very strong.
You are, you guys are like Wonder Women, like Amazons. But she also loves her fashion too. She loves looking nice. And it's the same thing with a man. If a guy goes to the gym or, soldiers and stuff, you want to look nice. There's nothing wrong with that. And combing your hair and buying a nice jacket for a man, It's just,
I think a lot of women complain for the comics about the women like Wonder Woman, that they are too sexy to be a warrior and stuff like that. But then I think, what about the men? They always have to be masculine, right? So there's a balance between that.
Yeah,
I think.
And we also have to understand too that, again, where this story takes place is at a time when women were very fashiony, that were in comics, or she was a socialite. So she's sort of like a star, Marla Drake. And she's going undercover for a lot of the specific reasons. Not only is she a badass, the original Catwoman like this, but also because she has certain qualities that look like that.
Oh,
And
that drawing is so beautiful.
isn't that nice? I mean, and it's not even done. We have now Ceci Dela Cruz, our colorist, added this in the backdrop. There's skylights coming up now, and in the background, it's more atmospheric stuff. And I just love this because that really captures that 1940s Hedy Lamarr, Rita Hayworth, type of Gene Tierney type of bombshell, and that's how. I mean, look at this. This is from Tarpe Mills. This is from June Tarpe Mills, an illustration by June Tarpe Mills in 1944. So
it must have been quite shocking in that time for people like that. But I think it's a good thing. Change is a good thing.
Yeah, and it is. But you also have to think, though, too, now that you being Dutch, is that you see how Holland was during the war, and a lot of things during World War II, when Miss Fury debuted before World War II, Miss Fury debuted on April 6, 1941, which was a good 6 months before Wonder Woman debuted. She was the first superhero / comic character / action hero that was published and created by a woman. So she is the first published superhero created by a woman. And she was June Tarpe Mills was she had to change her name. She had to drop the June and use Tarpe.
That she had to pretend she was a man, right?
Yeah, she had to pretend.
Because we weren't allowed in comics.
If they didn't not that they would have allowed them, but they probably would have taken her serious and let her do her own book. Okay. I feel. So she was Tarpe Mills, but again, once the book and the character just exploded. Soon it was in over 100 papers. At one point, it got into 200 newspapers nationwide, and then Marvel Comics picked it up, and Marvel was printing it in comic form. But then she got popular because they saw her as an asset of how beautiful she was, how fierce she was, how progressive she was with the storytelling. And with the stuff, I mean, we have them fighting, and she's fighting in her underwear. Marla, Erica von Kamp, her arch enemy, gets a swastika branded into her forehead. I mean, it's real brutal stuff that Superman wasn't covering or Batman was covering. It was far more edgier than Batman and Superman, and that's why she was able to get away with something like this, because this was printed in the newspapers.
Oh, the men must have loved it.
Yeah, and going back to the war, is that the men did love it because this was a time, and the world is at war. People are going away to fight, and I guess you could say that morals kind of lapsed a bit because no one knew if they're going to be alive tomorrow. Who knew what tomorrow was going to bring? You had all of Europe, for the most part, in 1941. After the Nazis invaded the Soviet Union, was under German occupation, and the brutality of them. And now you have the American soldiers are all now training to fight because they know they're going to fight. The draft is on, and you see the world is geared. The United States, our company, is gearing up for war. So again, there was this edginess and this openness, and again this. Who cares what tomorrow brings, type of attitude. And another thing, Asha, is that the women started going to work in the United States because the men were all going into the Army, into the Navy and the Marines, and the women were going to the factories because someone had to build up this arsenal of democracy, they called it, this war machine. So now these women who were basically out of high school, if they finished high school for the most part, who were married, or if the women went to college or boarding school, they were taught etiquette, how to be good wives. Now these women are going to work. And now these women are running factories and they're running businesses. These women are taking over businesses for their husbands, and they have money in their pocket. And now they're going out, and they don't need men to take them out. So it was this really amazing independence at this terrible, terrible time in the country. That spurned a character like Miss Fury with Marla Drake, that she was able to do these things, and then having these fun paper doll images where you can have her in these heels, you know what I mean? Yes. This real sexy, lingerie thing.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it was fun. And then, we got some comments, so I'm going to link. Mike Renzini wants to know if you need a model. Do you need a male model?
Well, it's always welcome.
Michael Kellison, hey Billy, for a minute I thought you had no shirt on. No, I do have a shirt on, Michael, but it is 4th of July, so my shirt has Theodore Roosevelt riding a Tyrannosaurus Rex and holding a 50 caliber Barrett sniper rifle.
That's a cool T-shirt.
America. So Theodore Roosevelt's my favorite. Someone here is saying do a Erica Von Kamp one shot. Erica Von Kamp will be starring in the follow-up 48 page Miss Fury, the Black Furies, which is going to be next spring. I would say next March. We launch it next March via Indiegogo or Dynamite does, for that matter. Yes, who knew? World War II started September 1st, 1939 for the UK. USA decided to join the fight in 42. Yes, by the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941. And then Germany and Italy declared war on the United States on the, I believe on the 10th of December. So we were at war. Billy's going to get to. So suggestions, if you don't mind. We have some stories. Asha here. Let's see. If you set a Miss Fury World War II story in Holland, she could interact with Anne Frank type of character. And yes, World War II was a peak of first wave feminist progress. Yes. Have you ever been? We went to the when we went to the Netherlands and met you. We wanted to go to the Anne Frank house, but we didn't realize you had to book it like weeks ahead because it was a massive line. Have you ever gone to that?
When I was little, it's been so many years ago. I haven't been there since I don't know when. I
want to go.
It's been so long.
Do you live in New Amsterdam? Amsterdam? New Amsterdam. Let's see, America.
I was born in Amsterdam, but I moved to Horen.
What is it?
It's a 30-minute drive. Horen.
Horen?
I live in Horen.
Okay, yeah. Is that by we were at Rijswijk or something? Rijswijk? Does that sound familiar?
Oh, Rijswijk, I
right?
think.
Is that or Utrecht? Is that in Holland too?
Yeah, Horen is 30 minutes from Amsterdam. It's very small here and simple. The life in Holland is very simple and small. People are very kind and.
Oh yeah, we met in Holland. You were one of the few people because you and Debbie are the same size. Everyone we met in the Netherlands was way taller than us. I can't believe how tall people are there in the Netherlands. Even the little kids.
Yeah. Everyone is always taller than me. I'm like a little kid. Yeah, so sometimes people think I'm 15 or something.
Well, you look like 15. You do. You look like you do. But yeah, that's so funny because Debbie's like, "Oh, good, she's same size as me."
Yes,
the whole time.
You can't find it anywhere here.
Yeah, it's a big country. It's a little country, but it's got big people in a little country. Very tall. So, okay, so getting back to it because we're coming on 38 minutes. Okay, so someone asked about now I don't know if Heroinberg, if you could find it, Asha is on Instagram. What's your Instagram handle?
That's kind of hard to pronounce. I have a temporary Instagram. It's Saberwolf. It's German and it's written with 2 S's.
Okay,
Saberwolf. You can find it in my Facebook.
Yes, if you ever see, is it on Facebook? Is there links on your Facebook page?
It's on Facebook on my profile page. You can find it.
Okay, so Heroinberg, if you wouldn't mind, she's Asha Kishna. Maybe I'll find it and grab it. Let me see if I can grab. If you don't mind me sharing your Facebook link, and then they can go and find you. Oh, there's my friend Asha.
Yeah, I need to make a better art Instagram, but I used to have one, but
yeah, you've got so much art. You've got to start posting your art more.
Yes, I know.
You really do. because you're amazing. Like I said, your art is amazing, and I'm so happy when Steve brought you over. I'm like, hi, like you have to
Thank
see this art. She would be great for you to draw she and to do the other stuff, and we just fell
Well,
in love
your art
with you.
is great too.
Oh, you're kind. You're very kind. So, okay, what is this? Is she wearing wooden shoes? Oh, geez. Does she live? Do people? No one lives in a windmill, Tara. Nobody windmill.
No, they don't.
No one lives in a windmill, for God's sakes. Do
Oh,
you
they
have
don't.
a pair of?
Windmills are awesome.
I wanted wooden shoes when we went to. Next time I go, I'm getting wooden shoes.
Buy wooden shoes in the Netherlands, yes.
Are they practical?
They're well, I think they're meant for if something heavy falls on your foot, you're protected. I think that's the reason why they're so blocky and strong.
Yeah, I think all of us want them too. All the tourists want them. I just think
They're great though.
sitting by the back door, just a pair of wooden shoes.
They look nice, I think.
Yeah, they
Not very fashionable, but
Yeah,
I
right.
think they're cute.
Very Dutch. Very
Yes.
Dutch. So, all right. So we're gonna go to the campaign now. Let me share the screen.
Oh, I have a question actually.
Yes. Well, let me stop. Hang on.
Is Catwoman inspired by Miss Fury? Because Catwoman looks a lot like Miss Fury.
Yes. So basically, Catwoman first debuted in 1939. She was known as the Cat. She was a cat burglar. But she was just a woman. I don't even know if she was Selena Kyle at the time. She wore a dress, a green, I believe it was a green and purple dress. And she just had like a cat mask. It just looked like a stuffed cat. And that's what she would wear. And she was in a few issues. She didn't turn it into the Catwoman, the similar Catwoman. Let me see if I have her in the brand. I might have erased those. Let me see. There's a lot of Ninja Turtle stuff. Is there a Catwoman here? No, she became then she appeared in 1947 as the first time in the Catwoman dress. She had this great dress. I can find it. I can actually load it up. Let me do that. Let me go.
I was just wondering if that was inspired by Miss Fury because Miss Fury is far older.
Yes, I believe she was because Miss Fury then debuted. Marla Drake and June Tarpe Mills debuted Miss Fury in 1941 and 1940 41 to 52 41. So 41, let me see. Let's check. Why am I? Yes, 41. So she debuted in 41, but she was in the cat suit. And you could see, and I could pop it up here, some of the evolution of Catwoman. So I'm going to grab this right now, and I'm going to share this. So let me go to this, and then I'm going to share it. Give everybody a little lesson here. Come on, Pinterest. Pinterest is such a pain. Let me see if it makes it larger. Oh, I got to sign in. Oh, God.
I don't have a Pinterest account either, so.
It's just a pain. It really is. It's like, oh, really? I have to sign in? Okay, let's see if that's.
I also see my artwork posted on Pinterest, but I can't do anything about it.
Oh, really? Let me grab.
Yes.
Hang on. They're all bloody Pinterest. Okay, here we go. We can even use this Brian Boland, which is Pinterest as well, of course. Let's go. Come on, Billy Boy. Evolution of Catwoman. Because she wore this specific dress. Okay, if I look at this. Okay, so in 1947, I'll share the screen. Is this one? Do the Chrome tab. Where'd it go? Where's my Chrome tab? Where did it go? Hang on. I apologize again. One more time. Try it. Because it's not letting me pick that tab. Oh, I guess I'm not on the page. Yeah, I'm on the page. It's a sideshow thing. Hang on. Okay. So let's do this. We look at this. Here's a sideshow thing. If I can make it larger, I'll make it larger. Okay, so if we scroll through here, here's our Catwoman, right? So she debuted, and this was her costume in 1947.
Oh yeah.
So Miss Fury was still being published, though. Miss Fury ended being published in 1952, and then of course the TV shows, and then this is the first salvo of. I mean, and this is from the movie Michelle Pfeiffer, obviously, but that is definitely Miss Fury. Then for the animated series, that's Jim Balance, great run of Catwoman. Is Jim Lee's from the other movie, and you could just see. Let me chop back. Hang on, Catwoman Evolution. There's one that has.
So design was actually really different compared to Miss Fury. She later became more like Miss Fury.
Yep. So let's see if this opens up. Come on, open up. There you go. So if you see here, yeah. So here, look at this. This is Miss Fury.
Yes.
So this is like showing the various Catwoman. So yeah, she definitely was. I mean, how can she not? I don't. How can you not do the comparisons? And again, the story, what happened with Miss Fury, is that June Tarpe Mills in the 40s, she thrived. Again, she's in hundreds of newspapers across the country. She's able to be progressive. She's able to have characters getting swastikas branded in their foreheads and thrown off of roofs and taking cats and boiling them in acid. This is all the stuff that she did. Once the war ends, during the Truman years, going into Eisenhower, now the men are all coming back to work from war. They're the ones who are going to start working in the factories. And this domestication of the United States then happens, where the women now start going back to the kitchen, whether they liked it or not. And they kind of lost that sense of independence. But June Tarpe Mills was still this fierce young artist that she was a nonconformist. So she still had Miss Fury doing this. She at one point even though in 1942 it's okay to have Marla Drake fighting in lingerie with heels on, no one scoffed at that. But come 1947, she has one of the characters, Era, in one of the very first bikinis, maybe even the very first bikini ever in comics, and there's an uproar all across the country. 37 newspapers cancels Miss Fury because of that. They bring her in. They tell her to conform. She does for a little while, but that wasn't who June Tarpe Mills was. She keeps pushing the envelope even more, keep pushing boundaries. And what happens? Even though the series was still a huge success all across the country, the powers that be decided to cancel it. We don't want this. And they just canceled it on her. You know, this was cancel culture. And they canceled her, and it broke her heart. And then what June Tarpe Mills was, she was no, shrinking violet. She went back to work in advertising. And for the most part, she lived and died in obscurity 30 years later alone in 1988.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she drew a little, and so she brought Miss Fury back on some illustrations in 1979. But for the most part, they broke her spirit because they wouldn't allow her to be who she is. And for the
It's terrible.
Yeah, it is. And for the most part, forgotten until now with our badass Team Fury, and you're one of the integral parts of it. And with obviously Maria's art, we're bringing her back, and people will never forget who June Tarpe Mills and Miss Fury is ever again. What?
This is so important then.
It is.
I mean, I knew she was very old, but I didn't know it ended like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like she had to give up her character.
Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? It's just it's terrible. It's heartbreaking, and the thing is that this character launched how many hundreds of imitators, and think about it, how many millions, if not billions of dollars has the Catwoman, you know what I mean, created. And the thing is that people say, "Oh, it looks like Catwoman." No, Catwoman looks like Miss Fury, because if this is that's Miss Fury from 1941. So don't so that's who she is, and we're bringing her back. We're gonna bring her back strong. We are now in the last few hours of the campaign. If I may, I'm gonna try to find the campaign.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's see if I click here.
It's your fault.
It's okay. So I'll share the screen. So here we are with our campaign, and let's scroll up. Oh wow! So look at that. This is so great. Let me refresh it. But if you guys want to get Asha's cover, you can go to the link. Oh my God! Look at Asha. We made like $400. We're almost we're almost at $70,000, or Dynamite is. Congratulations, Dynamite.
Amazing.
Yeah, and if you guys want this beautiful cover, I already pledged for it. Oh wow, Asha, you got 111 of them claimed. So you sold a whole bunch of covers.
Thank you, guys.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
I don't think you were at 100. I think you were less than 100. You were like almost at 100 covers.
That was fast.
Thank you, guys. So I want to thank you all. Everyone, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Asha. If you would please, I hope you would mind coming on again to talk Miss Fury.
Sure.
And let's talk.
It was fun.
Yeah, let's talk more Dynamite, because I know Dynamite wants you to do more covers for them.
Oh, I'd be honored. I've always loved them. I mean, I've been reading Red Sonja for like forever. When I was a little child, I used to read Red Sonja. I always thought she was so awesome, so strong.
Yeah, she is. So what are you working on? Is there anything you could tell us you're working on now?
Well, I'm working on commissions and some private projects I want to launch. And I got a contract with the character design. I used to do character design in 2019, so not too long ago. I used to do character design for games. Okay. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Now, speaking of games, what are some of your influences? Because you seem to have that gaming, manga, anime type of influence too, as opposed to like Western or maybe not Western, because I love the European artists too. But like, what are your influences? Both like, say, North American artists, because I think I see some Jim Lee in your art, but then again I see Ninja Scroll. I don't know if you know Ninja Scroll, but I see anime. I see some manga influences too. And you've made it all your own. So what is what's your influences? Later, Rock.
My influences are Jim Lee, definitely. I think his art is awesome. I'm always trying to learn from him, and I love David Finch. And for more Asian artists, I like the style of Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
So the games, that style. I wouldn't say my art is manga. Well, I always think, when I think manga, I think the big eyes, but I don't really like that. Not my kind of style.
Yeah.
So, but definitely Final Fantasy. And let's see. Akihiko Yoshida. I like his work.
Akihiko Yoshida. I'm not familiar.
Yes, he's a concept artist for Final Fantasy.
How do we spell that?
I'm with the English.
If I just all I have to do is Final Fantasy.
Yoshida. Yoshida.
Yo, right? Like with a Y?
Yes.
Yo? Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not.
I'm going to show this.
English.
This is some good stuff. Hang on. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to share some of this art because I like this now. Oh my God, this stuff is great.
Yeah, he's awesome. So he does a lot of pencil sketches and messy sketches, but I like the messy sketches.
Oh, this is I love art too. That's more sketchy, So like this is some of his work. Let's see. Come on. This damn Pinterest. I can't stand it.
I know, it's so annoying.
Don't you hate it? I mean, it just takes over. Oh, look at this. It's beautiful. And that's on Pinterest. Oh, you sons of bitches, you.
Oh yes, Final Fantasy 12. He draws so many beautiful things for Final Fantasy 12.
Here we go. This is not. Look at that. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's full on beast mode. I'll tell you that. There he is. No, good. I love the more sketchy stuff, and I think that's why, like say with the new She book, and if you see a lot of my style, I haven't been using inkers really on She since 1995. I've gone directly from pencils to colors, and the reason why I like that is because it has, it's like the animation when it's not overworked. You know, it's got that livening. It looks alive. You know, it's got those extra lines. I love the little drawing lines. I even like the lines, like when I draw a face. If I can show this, I'm doing a print to raise some money for the Una Fund, and I have it's She here, and she's going to be with Una, my dog.
Lovely.
But if you look, if I can get it in close enough to her face, you see, I had those lines there in the like the little the lines. Like I always do an X. You know, I always like for the face, I'll draw that, you know, and I like to leave it a lot too. I love the lines because I love that stuff. It just looks so alive, you know.
It does. Sometimes when I do a sketch and then I use inks, the sketched version looks so much better. I don't know why.
Doesn't it? So, and that's why we did the rough cut edition for the She book too, because it's like, oh, I really like how this looks, because you could overwork things and you lose that livelihood, you know, that lively that
work. Most of my personal work isn't I never finish it. I don't know. Sometimes I finish my artwork and then I don't like it anymore. The sketches are so much more better.
But see, it's like to me though, because I know that you post that and you say things like that, you say it's not finished, but to us it looks finished. So it doesn't have to be, you know, to me it looks done. You know, I'm like, oh, that looks gorgeous, because it has that,
I can see that.
You know, it has that organic feel to it when it's still alive. You know what I mean? Because you're still working on it. And as you said, sometimes when you finish something, you're like, oh, I like the sketch so much better, because you overwork it, or, you know, the ink, especially when you ink something, you're really cementing it down. When you've got your pencil going, you can have little crazy lines, and I love when you could still see that. So I think when you think your stuff when you think your stuff's not finished, it actually, to us it is, and it looks amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Well, anyway, so all right, guys, I've had Asha on for let me check my clock. 48 minutes. We were supposed to do like 45 minutes. Anything you want to share with anyone before you go about anything?
Well, not really, actually.
Do you have your?
Check out on my Facebook. You can find many more artworks, and most of my artwork is on Facebook. So, yes, that's all.
Excellent. And then we have Bass Marine Comics. Hi, Asha. Great to see a fellow Dutchie working in comics. I just started out on a World War II series that is based on a true story that happened here in the Netherlands. Bass, where in the Netherlands are you? Where are you from? Because we have to go back, because when we met, we went to we went to Eindhoven, and then we went to when I was young, I was in the Army, and I was a paratrooper, and I had this great affinity for these giants whose shoulders I stood upon, and the history of the World War II paratroopers. And we got to go to the actual drop zones where the American paratroopers landed in September 1944 during Operation Market Garden. And it was amazing talking to the people, and we stood on the actual fields. Now, at the center, here's the Netherlands that had been under occupation by this brutal war machine for 5 years. And, you know, they were, basically trying to waiting for salvation. I mean, the Netherlands is this tiny country, compared to Germany. I think Netherlands had, I think back then they had 9 million people in the whole country in the Netherlands. Germany had.
It's very small, yes.
Yeah. So basically, you had this neighbor with this war machine of 70 million people, took it over. So I remember being there and walking the jump fields and just looking at the actual fields where the paratroopers landed. And I just imagine, here's a Dutch farmer. It was in the afternoon. I think they landed about 12 p.m. They landed, and you could just imagine these farmers working in their fields. It's September. It's coming to the harvest. And all of a sudden, you just hear this roar coming. And all of a sudden, this roar comes streaking all these P-51 fighter planes, right? American fighter planes streaking overhead. Then all of a sudden, then it's followed by this sound of thunder, which is 10 times the sound of the fighter planes, and comes hundreds and hundreds of transport aircraft flying at about 1,000 feet overhead. And then all of a sudden, these things start coming out of the transport aircraft, thousands of them. And what they are, they're parachutes. And all of a sudden, all around outside of Eindhoven, in these fields, because they pick fields for the drop zones, so the paratroopers can land in fields, is thousands of American paratroopers landing. And there's a story of one landed, and it's so moving. It brings tears to my eyes. It was a account of a Dutch farmer and how this paratrooper literally landed 10 meters away from him, 5 meters away. And he had to get out of the way. And the guy unlooks his parachute and looks at the Dutch farmer standing there frozen because they don't know what it is. And he just looks at him and he points to his arm. And he's got an American flag arm brassard. And he points it like that. He smiles at him. And then he just unhooks himself and they runs. And they all sort of say, and that's when the Dutch said they knew, that they would never, that their time away from, their time of freedom was at hand. And I don't know, I just love that story. I just, to sit there with the Dutch people and to have them tell you these stories as someone coming over there. I had nothing to do with it, but they were so happy that I was into that history, It was just kind of cool. I don't know. I'm just telling stories. I'm sorry, guys. I know this is about you. But, okay, here we go. So, best Marine, I guess because I was in the Dutch Navy. I have walked the airborne march myself. Oh, thank you for your service, my friend. Salute. So let's see where he's from. Best Marine. A lot of bunkers. So listen, Best Marine. So when I come to the Netherlands, you have to show me those bunkers. I don't know if Asha's going to want to go, but maybe Debbie and Asha can, I don't know, they can do some art galleries or something like that, or go eat or go to I don't know, go shopping. and then you and I and then you and I go through the mud, of course, unless you want to come with us, because I know Debbie's not going to want to do it. She's like, yeah, no, you do that. But anyway, so again, Asha, I want to thank you so much. Everyone, here is the link to Asha's Instagram. Thank you, Herrenberg. Is this it? Here's Asha's Facebook and her Instagram. Please go and like her Facebook, like her Instagram, follow her on Instagram, and you're going to be seeing a lot more from Asha through both Crusade Comics and through Dynamite Comics. Asha, it's a real privilege to have you here. Doug Snyder just bought the Kishna cover book. So
thank you, Doug.
Thank you, Doug. So I'm going to go share the screen and see how we did. Let's share the screen. There we go. Share it. Boom. Let's take it off. Thank you, Doug. Oh, okay. Let's refresh it. We're at 60. I'm sorry. Oh, my God. Asha, we're almost at 70,000. Let's refresh it.
Oh, wow.
Asha, you just brought us over 70,000. Or Dynamite. Hey. Thank you. You're welcome, Dynamite. Well, I take great pride in this. That's why I wanted to do the best I can. Well, thank you guys. We now have 13 hours left. For those of you, I think we hit that stretch goal, right? I want to thank each and every one of you out there, everybody out there on Facebook, everyone out there on YouTube, for all of you who contributed to our campaign, to Dynamite's campaign. I take great pride in it. Thank you so much. We're all working so hard. Asha, you did a cover for the ages. You really did an amazing cover.
I'm so proud that I got to work with you and with Dynamite and with Maria. It was such an honor. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. I can't wait. We're going to do a lot more together. If you want to with us, we've got more to talk about. Some sheet covers. Awesome. Well, I'll talk to you about the sheet cover for Hotaru, the next one. And thank you guys. We got 14 hours left. So if you guys don't mind, please share. For those of you on YouTube, please subscribe to Pop XP, our YouTube channel. Smash the like button for Asha. She was so gracious to come on and spend the evening with us. And let's pop us here so we can see you better. So thank you guys. Lee Datesworth, good to see you. Oh, look at Lee says. Lot of beautiful people working on this book. Thank you. Well, it's in the vein of June Tarpe Mills because she was a beautiful soul, and we want to honor her. So, all right, guys, I want to thank you all. Asha, thank you so much. I'm sure you're going to get some more Instagram followers. Be more active on it, sharing more work. I'm sure you're going to get some more Facebook friend requests.
Oh, there was a lot, yes.
Well, you're a superstar. So thank you so much. Everyone out there, have a great day. Again, please subscribe to PopX, please. Please share Miss Fury. Thank you guys for sharing it. And same thing, thank you for She. Thank you for helping She Return of the Warrior. Let me see where she is. Where's She? Let me go to my She thing. Come on, Jiminy Crickets, let's go. All right, so oh my God, we're almost at 110,000 for She on Indiegogo alone. Again, guys, your what's your calls are in, your rough cuts are in. The Black Line edition goes to press today. Pure Line edition goes to press today. That'll be printed next week. We start fulfilling next week. 2 weeks after that, the hardcover She and the colored editions go to press. So we'll be fulfilling all July into August. And thank you. And Asha, I hope you come back. I hope you come back on when we talk more about this campaign or when we launch She. And you're just great. I'm so glad we got to meet you. You really are.
I got to meet you too. Thank you.
You're a great talent. You're a great talent, and it's a privilege working with you. So, all right, everybody, I'm going to go. Thank you. Peace, love, Fury strong. And I think I have a way to get out of this. I don't know what this is, but maybe I'll run this. So anyway, thanks, guys. Talk to you later. Bye, Asha. Have a great night.
Bye. Bye. Bye, you too.
All right, guys. That was great, wasn't it? She was fantastic. So, guys, thanks again for each and every one of you guys for contributing to our campaigns, for sharing our campaigns. I hope all of you here in the good old USA have a great 4th of July weekend. I will be back tonight on Comic Artist Pro Secrets to take this bad boy home. I'll be probably on from midnight to 3 a.m. or even maybe 10, 11 o'clock at night to 3 a.m. So thank you. We have a ending thing here for, let's see if this is it. If it is, I'm going to go out. No, that's not it. That's not the Pop XP. Oh, well. I got to have Nile show me how to end this. So, all right, I'm going to do it. Guys, have a great, great day. Peace, love, comics, tally ho. Bye. That is not the thing. There's backgrounds and there's overlays. All right, guys. See you later. Thanks. Bye. Please subscribe. Smash the like button. Hit the bell for notifications. Salute. Happy birthday, America.